welcome to yoga. Today we are going to do a little bit of focus on the tummy. So we're going to get strong through the core and we are going to have a bit of a stretch as well because it feels good. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to sit on a block to begin with. Make sure you've got a strap nearby though. Oh, fell off my block. It's not a good start. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall. Oh, let me move back a little bit. Sitting up nice and tall. The objective here is to allow the knees to open, to allow the hips to open. So find that comfortable place. If you find this is really uncomfortable for you, then don't do it. Find somewhere you can sit comfortably for a little bit of time. Oh, I can see my video is a bit jerky. I'm going to keep an eye on that for a minute. See if it settles down. Okay, so we're going to sit up nice and tall. See if we can stack. I don't trust the video. Ignore me for a moment. I'm going to switch videos out. Okay, so I'm much closer to you. Okay, this is better. So sitting up on our block, we want to make sure our shoulders are stacked over our hips. We want our knees to be down to allow the hips to open. We want to just make sure that we are not strong in the core, but we just want to make sure that that core is just slightly engaged to support really good posture. Think about growing tall through the crown of the head. So imagine that cord lifting you up, nice long neck. And then we're just going to take the shoulders up towards the ears, okay? And then roll them all the way back down. As they come down, just try and squeeze those shoulder blades together. So taking those shoulders in nice circles, moving through the motions. I find it really useful to take your hands to your thighs because you can really see just by the movement of your hands how much movement your shoulders have. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple more of these, just moving into the shoulder space. And then reverse it. Send those shoulder blades back, squeeze them together, and then bring those shoulders up and forward. And again, taking the hands to the thighs is a really nice way to see the movement through the shoulders as the hands move up and down the thighs. Now notice just what's happened to your posture. If you've started to lean forward, it's probably because you're tired, it's the end of the day, but just see if you can just correct that posture, bring yourself back up again. Okay, take your last one there. So we're just going to check in now. We're going to close off the eyes, grow heavy through the connection to the earth. So thinking about the sit bones connecting to the block or connecting to the mat, however you're sat. Think about being really heavy and find that connection. Take the inhale, grow tall. See if you can just very, very slightly just tuck the chin just slightly down. So not towards not touching the chest, but just a slight movement just to lengthen that neck just a little bit more. And with the eyes closed, we're going to take some even breathing. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for 4 and out for 4, in for 5, out for 5, in for 6 and out for 6, and then come back down again. Okay, but if that doesn't match your breathing pattern, then do what works for you. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a nice deep inhale for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Growing heavy in that connection to the earth, growing tall through the crown of the head. Focusing in on an intention if you fancy that today, or maybe just taking a moment just to ground down. Be calm, be here. And then when you're ready, start to open up the eyes. Nice. Okay, we're going to take the right hand down, sweep that left arm over. Starting here, just moving with the breath. Take the inhale, reaching, and then starting to just move with that breath. Maybe starting to drop that shoulder back a little bit, turning the gaze up towards the ceiling. Maybe the chest starts to move up towards the ceiling as well. Drawing that right elbow in towards you to open up through that bottom shoulder, that right shoulder. Okay, we're going to swap over now. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up. Sweep that right arm all the way over, nearly. Right arm all the way over. Take that left elbow in towards the body, open up through that left shoulder. Taking that inhale to lift, grow long, exhale, find space through that side body. Beginning to roll that back shoulder up to, well, backwards, and that chest towards the ceiling. Find space. And then coming back to our center, we're going to swap the legs over now. Here we go. So we're going to take the leading leg. So we've swapped our leading legs over, and we're going to take that right hand down, turn that right elbow in towards the body, reach up with the left hand, reach tall, and then see how low we can come on the side. Take the breath, take the inhale, reach through the fingertips and come down a little bit lower. It's not about finding your edge at this point, okay? But we've been here before, so we know where we can go. Whilst we're here now, let's roll that left shoulder back, turn that chest up very slightly towards the ceiling, gaze comes up too. And then swap it out. Left hand's going to come down, turn that elbow in towards you, right hand. Apparently I've got two left arms. Right arm lifts up and then sweep it all the way over. Maybe noticing here whether you're slightly tighter in one side than the other. Doesn't have to be your dominant side. Often it's just a slight imbalance. That's totally fine, totally normal, but it's good to notice. And now begin to open, start to drop that right shoulder back, open that chest up towards the ceiling. Take the inhale, reach through those right fingertips. And then coming all the way back up to center. I'm going to take that block away. Okay, take the right leg away from you, stretch through that right heel. Bring that sole of that left foot in towards the inner thigh. This is a great place for a strap or a dressing gown, strap if you've got one, or a tea towel, doesn't really matter. We're going to push through that right heel. See if that heel can lift off of the floor. We know the quad and the calf are super engaged right now. We're going to take an inhale, lengthen through the spine, then twist over the top of that right leg, okay? So the torso is over the right leg. We're going to take that strap and hook underneath the ball of the foot, and then begin to bring the elbows in towards the body. So what we want to do is create length through the spine. We don't want to be rounded over. We want to find this lovely open chest. We're going to start to hinge forward from the hips, suck the belly out of the way, we don't need that, and then begin to aim chin towards big toe, still pushing through that right heel. Take the inhale, lengthen, find that length through the spine, and then exhale, begin to fold over that right leg, still drawing elbows in towards the body with the strap to allow the shoulders to come back and the chest to open. Finding that the back of that leg should really have that stretch switched on. Whilst we're here, we can start to think about that left knee pushing down into the mat to try and get that nice opening through the left hip as well. Excellent bang for buck, that. And then when you're ready, release that strap, take a fold, whatever that looks like for you. If you're rounding through the spine, just make sure it's comfortable, it feels good for your body. So we should never feel pain in yoga, never discomfort. It's about finding what feels good for you. You know your body better than anybody. That sounds fun. Okay, rounding through the spine, see if we can stack each vertebrae. We're going to take the left hand behind us, sweep that right arm all the way around, stretch and stretch and stretch, and then squeeze through the glutes to lift through the hips. Push that left hand into the mat, reach through that right hand, either up towards the ceiling or sweep it past the ear, and then begin to squeeze those glutes, lift through the hips. And then we want to push the pinky edge side of that right foot down into the mat. And then enjoy this expression, really allow the openness through the front body to just feel really good. And then when you're ready, carefully sink the hips back down again, coming all the way back round, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to switch out now. Left leg comes long, right sole of the right foot comes into the inner thigh on the left side. You know where the strap needs to be, so you can set yourself up, okay? So we're going to take the inhale, grow tall. Exhale, take that torso over the top of that left thigh. From here, hook the ball of the foot, begin to start to bring those elbows in towards the body, open through the chest, allow the shoulders to head back, push through the heel of the left side. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, think about moving the chin towards that big toe. And then always working with your breath, unless you find it confusing and you just want to sack it off, and that's fine as well. But taking the inhale, whenever we take an inhale, we're looking to move away from the body. With every exhale, we bring it in just a little bit more. We bring it a little bit closer as the air disappears from the lungs. So see if we can suck the belly out of the way. See if we can draw those elbows in, create that nice long spine, and begin to use the breath to fold over that left leg. Meanwhile, thinking about that right knee, pushing down into the mat to open through that right hip as well. One more breath here. And then release that strap. Allow yourself to fold over that left leg. If you can, keep pushing that heel of the left foot away from you, toes pointing up to the ceiling. It's a nice way to keep that engagement through the left leg. Okay, and then seeing if we can just stack each vertebrae as we round ourselves back up. We're going to take the right hand behind us, reach forward with the left arm, really stretch forward, and then come through to a lovely expression of openness through the front body. Really think about that left arm, either reaching up or stretching to the back wall as it comes past the ear. Squeezing through the glutes, lifting the hips, pushing through the pinky edge side of that left foot. Breathing into that front body, allowing the ribs to push against the skin, finding space. And then carefully with control, sinking those hips back down. All right. Whilst we're here, why don't we just go all the way down? So we're going to roll onto our backs. There was no finesse, but look where we are. It's perfect. Okay, have a block nearby. Okay, we're going to do a semi-strength thing, but you can just dump the block if you don't want it. So take the feet down so the knees are up. Just tickle the back of the heels so that you know they're in the right place. And then from here, we're going to pop a block between the knees. It's going to give us something to squeeze onto, which means our inner thighs are working hard. Okay, hands are going to come down by the side of you. We're going to squeeze through the glutes, begin to tip the pelvis, draw in the core, push the lower back into the mat, and just begin to peel the bottom off of the mat. Nice small movements. And then lower back down. Let's go again, a little bit higher this time. Peel, nice and slow movements, peeling that bottom off of the mat, lower back comes, and just lifts, squeeze the glutes, push the shins forward. The hands are there as balancers, and then lower back down. Core has to be super switched on here. Keep squeezing that block, don't drop it. Okay, here we go, a little bit higher this time. Okay, we're stopping at the midpoint of the back. Push the feet into the mat. Think about the shins moving forward. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Always keeping the gaze either closed or down the center line. Don't look at the screen. Want to keep that neck stable. And then beginning to just lower the bottom back down again. Okay, here we go, a little bit higher this time. Squeeze through the glutes, engage the core, begin to lift. Squeezing that block, thinking about those shins moving forward. Glutes are squeezing. Okay, we're going to pause here. Relax the shoulders, take a breath. And then lower the bottom down and then squeeze to lift. We're going to go for 10 of these. All right, here we go. Let's lower down. Core engages, squeeze to lift. 2, here we go. 3, and lift. 4, lift. 5, lift. 6, lift, 7, lift, 8, lift, 9, lift, and 10, lift. Stay lifted. Okay, perfect. From here, we're going to roll those shoulders from underneath us, push the fist into the mat and lift. Allow the chest to open, the shoulders to roll back, and still squeezing the block like there is no tomorrow. Fear not, there's a tomorrow. Start to push the shins forward, keeping the neck neutral, gaze down the center line of the body. And then roll those shoulders back out, hands come down, and then slowly see if you can touch each vertebrae down onto the mat, one at a time. And then release that block from the thighs, pop it to one side, and then draw those knees in towards you. Depending on what feels comfortable, maybe slightly apart so that they come in towards your armpits. Shoulders, that's a much nicer word. All together, do what's right for you. And then just moving little circles on the lower back is always a nice way to release any tension that has been gathering. Okay. From here, we're just going to take the knees up now. So the feet are lifted. We've got knees in line with hips. And you can take the hands away. Okay, so from here, we're going to just move those toes away from us to begin to straighten the legs. And then draw those knees back to a starting position, okay? Nice and slowly here. So form is about pushing that lower back into the mat. We want to really make sure that we are grounded through the spine. Push the feet away. Lower back pushes down. Maybe the tummy begins to tremble. And then draw them back in again. Take the pressure off. We're going to go for 3 more. Here we go. Take it away. And then bring them back. Take a breath. Don't forget, breathing's important. 2 more. Take those feet away. And bring them back. I think I held my breath that time, sorry. And then last one, take those toes away from you. And then bring them in. Okay, from here, take the knees down to the right side. We've still got the arms open. Maybe the gaze comes over the left fingertips. If you've got space for it, that left leg can come underneath the right, but only if it's comfortable for you. You can really feel that IT band stretch. We can get it nice and deep into the glutes that way. But do what's right for your body. Encouraging the shoulders to stay down. If it's uncomfortable for you, you can always come into cactus arms or find just down by the side of you. Okay, unhooking those legs if that's where you're at. Use that core strength and a little bit of shoulders, let's be honest, to get yourself back up to center. And then we're going to take the knees down over to the left-hand side now. Okay, remember, blocks are your friends, cushions are your friends. If you need to bring the floor up to you, then prop stuff under your knees to get comfortable. And then gaze can come over the right fingertips. If you wanted to wrap the leg, then go ahead and do that. Maybe it feels better on one side than the other. And we're going to take one more breath here, relaxing into it, finding this lovely twist. Okay, from here, we're going to bring those knees back up to center. Just draw them in towards you. Give yourself a hug together, making any adjustments that you might need to feel just a little bit more comfortable in the spine. And then from here, we're going to rock and roll, because that's who we are. We're going to rock and roll up and down on the spine, and then cross over those ankles and come into your all fours position. So coming into our table, we want to make sure our wrist creases are parallel to the front of the mat, shoulders stacked over wrists and hips over our knees. To begin with, we want to push the mat away. Find that lovely length through the arms, spreading those shoulder blades. We want to keep the hips, knees about hip distance apart. We're going to take the inhale as we do. Open through the throat, gaze comes up, drop the tummy. And then the exhale, take the movement from the pelvis, begin to round through the spine. Take the gaze down between the knees. And then deciding whether it's right for you just to put a little bit of a forward and backwards motion in there as well. So just moving through the spine. And then maybe taking some circulars as well, because it feels good. Okay, but whatever we do in yoga, we have to do on the other side. So if you're taking some circulars, you need to reverse it in the other direction as well. But taking notice of what your body is saying to you. Maybe there's clues saying you're particularly tight in one area. Maybe you're feeling great today. Let's hope so. Okay, so we're in our table. From here, let's take that right leg away and push through the heel. Just getting that stretch. Let me move my mat a little bit so you can see. So getting that stretch down the back of that right leg. Bit better, bit better. Okay, so pushing through that back heel. At this point, draw the tummy in, take that dip out of the lower spine. See if we can keep the hip points level. So drawing the right hip level with the left. And now let's lift through that glute. Push back with the heel. Left arm comes alongside the left ear. It'd be weird if it was the other ear. Reaching forward with the fingertips, pushing back with the heel. Let's take it wide. Take the left arm wide, the right leg comes wide. Core has to be nipped in here. We want to keep the body down the center line of the mat. Come back to your center. Elbow comes to knee. So we're going to draw that knee right through towards the chin. Elbow meets it and then take it away again. Okay, let's go 2 more. Let's take it nice and wide. We're going to do it nice and slowly so we can feel it, okay? Push through the heel, reach through the fingertips, keep the body over the center line. And then back to center. And then knee comes through towards chin, elbow meets knee. And then send it away again. Last one. Here we go. Take it wide. Readjust, make sure the body's over the center line. Come back to your center. Knee comes through towards chin, elbow meets it. Take a breath. And then send it away again. Okay. From here, left hand's going to come down. Take that right foot up towards the ceiling. We're going to squeeze that glute like there's no tomorrow. It looks like my belly's really hanging here. I promise my core is in tight. Okay, so we're going to squeeze the glute, lift through the heel. We're going to go for 10. Really squeeze though, okay? Nice and slowly, we're going to go for 1. For 2, small movements. For 3. For 4. For 5, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. For 6. For 7. 8. 9 and 10. Squeeze and take that right knee down. Kick that right foot out as a kickstand. Take the left leg long. Lift up through the left arm. Come to your gate pose. Reaching up through that left hand. Okay, push that left pinky edge side down into the mat. Okay, that little toe must be pushed down. We're going to take the left hand all past the ears and then open through the chest. Begin to roll that left shoulder back. Lots of lovely openness today. And then a little bit of oblique work. We're going to take the left elbow. We're going to lift through that left leg. And then we're going to draw elbow and knee together. Okay, we don't want to be rolling over. What we want to do is find the obliques, okay? So we're going to come and then we're going to extend again. Okay, we're going to go for 5. Here we go. For 1, for 2, for 3, for 4. Last one for 5. Come back to your gate. Reach with the arm, push down with the pinky edge side of that left foot. And enjoy the moment. Nice. And then left hand comes down, left knee comes down. We're going to take the feet together, take the knees as wide as the mat, find a wide-legged child's pose. Sink the bottom down onto the heels or towards the heels. Walk the hands away from you. Come and bring that chest down, the forehead down. Take a relaxed feeling through the neck. Breathing here. Find the heaviness, find that connection again. And then resetting, coming back to your table when you're ready. Okay, so checking your position, making sure our wrist creases are parallel to the front of the mat, push the mat away. We're going to take the left foot away, connect the toes to the mat and push, push, push through the heel. Draw the core in, take that dip out of the lower back. Finding that nice stretch. Drawing that left hip down and level with the right. Okay, let's lift that left leg, push through the heel. Right hand comes, or right arm comes alongside the right ear. Check in with that core, see if we need to reset. Take it wide, right arm wide, left leg wide. And then back to center. Knee comes through towards chin, elbow meets knee. And then back to where we started. Okay, here we go. Let's take it wide. Body over the center line. Back to center. Knee towards chin, elbow meets knee. Take it away. Okay, here we go. Last one. Take it wide. Back to center. Knee through, meeting elbow. Crunch it in. And then send it away. Super. Right hand comes down, bend that left knee, squeeze through the glute. We're going to lift through that left heel. Okay, here we go. For 10, squeeze. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Take that knee down, take that left foot out as a kickstand, right leg comes long, lift through the right arm, push through the pinky edge side of that right foot, sweep that right arm all the way over, reach, reach, reach with the fingertips, find the openness through the right side body. Breathe. Now begin to open through that right shoulder, beginning to open that chest up just ever so slightly towards the ceiling. And now that right elbow begins to bend. Lift through that right leg and then bring knee towards elbow or elbow towards knee. Rather than rolling flat, it doesn't matter. We're not going to actually touch elbow to knee. We want to keep the body nice and level. So feeling the obliques having to draw in and then take it away. And one more. Not one more, that's a fib. Take it away. 3 more. Here we go. And 2 more, let's do it. And last one, let's make it count. And then right foot comes down, right arm sweeps over and find that lovely stretch, relax into it. And then the right hand comes down, right knee comes down, and take a narrow-legged child's pose. Knees come together, bottom sinks down onto the heels. Take the hands behind you, allow the shoulders to melt over the knees. Take a breath here, forehead comes down. Okay, from here, bring those hands back out. We're going to come down to our forearms. And then we are going to come up. So we've got our forearms down, shoulders are stacked over our elbows. We're going to tuck the toes, engage the core, and just hover the knees, okay? So push the mat away. Use the strength if you need to make a fist, so you can push that fist down. There's a huge difference between this and this, okay? We want to really find space through the shoulders. From here, begin to hover the bottom up. Okay, find your dolphin. Walk out the heels one at a time. Really thinking here about wiggling through the bottom, releasing through the lower back, still pushing the fist into the mat. Find space around the ears so the shoulders aren't blocking those lovely ears. And the knees come down. Take a child's pose. Allow the heart rate to drop, not stop, that would be terrible. And then just maybe a little side to side sway, releasing off any tension that might have been gathering. Breathing. And then let's find our puppy. We're going to stack the hips over the knees and then walk the hands forward. Sink the chest down. Find that release through the shoulders. We really want to think about tilting the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Keep the neck nice and relaxed. If you need to use a block to prop your head up, then go ahead. And then we're going to spider up those fingertips. So we're going to lift through the palms. Maybe we can sink just a little bit lower now we've created a little bit of space. And now we're going to take the left arm, slide it underneath the right, come to rest on top of that left shoulder, taking the right arm high. Maybe wrapping that right arm all the way round to touch the top of the left thigh. Whilst you're here, think about rolling that right shoulder back. Okay, unwinding. Right hand comes down, left arm comes out. Left hand plants down, right arm slides underneath. Rest on top of that right shoulder, left arm comes high. And then if you have space, bring that arm all the way round to touch the top of the right thigh, and then roll that left shoulder back. Okay, releasing that off, bringing that left hand down, push the mat away, bring the right arm out, and then hands plant down, tuck the toes and hover the knees, engage the core. And then we're just going to play around for a moment. We're going to move from our plank. Oh, my feet are too close in. So plank. So here, pushing the heels away, lifting through the knees, glutes are squeezing, hands push into the mat, and then hover the knees again. And then find your plank. And then hover the knees again. Really suck the belly in, drawing that lower belly under. Find that plank again. And now come into your down dog. Really think here about the look of your down dog. We want to look like an upside down V. However, what we want is a long spine. So if we're really rounding in the spine, bend the knees to get some more space through the spine, because often it's our hamstrings that are super tight and stop us moving. So no problem here to bend in the knees. Push the hands into the mat, look at the elbow creases looking at one another. Wrap the triceps round, almost that lovely motion of opening through the shoulders. And then start to walk the heels out one at a time. And then pause in your down dog. Keeping the neck nice and relaxed, we're going to take the right leg high. Keep the hips level to start with. Stack them. Drop through the back knee. Squeeze the glutes together to push the hips. Imagine that right foot or that right heel kicking the bottom. Get that quad stretch in there. And now we're going to bring that right knee down to the right elbow, the left elbow, the right elbow, and then find your three-legged dog. Let's go again. Take that back knee back, open through the hips, squeeze through the groin. And now, settling back, we're going to take that right knee to right elbow, left elbow, right elbow, and then three-legged dog. Okay, right foot comes down. Walk out those heels, do what you need to do to reset. And we'll go again on the other side. We're going to take the left leg high, keep the hips level, drawing that left hip in line with the right. Stack the hips, drop the back knee. Squeeze those glutes, push the hips forward. We're going to take that left heel towards the bottom, find that quad stretch. And now here we go. Left knee comes to left elbow, right elbow, left elbow, and three-legged dog. Bend that back knee, squeeze through the glutes, push the hips forward. Foot comes towards bum, bum, bum. Okay, here we go. Last one. Left knee, left elbow, right elbow, left elbow, three-legged dog. And then take that left foot down. Walk those heels out. And then take a moment here. We're going to come down to the knees. We're going to tuck under the toes. And we're going to come up to a seated position on our heels. Okay, let me turn. Okay, so we're going to sit up nice and tall. Those toes tucked under might feel horrible. Okay, it's not something we always stretch out. So you might want to take weight into your hands to be a little bit more comfortable here. If you're happy, perfect. I'm happy too. We're going to take opposite elbows. Take the gaze down towards the knees. Feel that nice lengthening of the spine of the neck. Draw the core in so you're strong. Swap over the elbow grip. And then release off. Take the weight into the hands, just tap out those toes. And then just turn those toes under. We're going to come back into the, we're going to connect the feet to the mat. I'm sorry, lost for words there. And we're going to find our squat. So to begin with, just move through your squat, lifting the toes, coming down to the heels on each side. Just really move with it to begin with, okay? It's quite a nice movement. If it doesn't feel good, of course, don't do it. And then pausing in your squat. So depending on where you are, if you're finding your heels are up and you're all over the place and you're really rounding through the spine, then please sit on a block or pop blocks underneath your heels, okay? What we want to do is create a long spine. So rather than being all hunched over and it's really uncomfortable, we want to think about lengthening through the spine, push the hands together, allow the elbows to create a little bit of leverage into the hips. And then think about the bottom coming down. So we're really thinking here about the knees opening, the hips opening, and the bottom reaching down towards the mat. Draw in the belly, see if we can sit nice and tall. And then from here, release those hands off. We're going to very carefully come down onto our bottom. We're going to make our way through boat, okay? So sitting up nice and tall, hands can come behind you. We're going to lift through the feet, okay? We're going to draw the knees in towards the chest. If you can let go, then do. We want the hands alongside the shins. We're going to take that inhale, grow tall again, chest towards thighs, thighs towards chest. Okay. And we're just going to tap down, okay, by toe down to the mat. But we want to keep drawing chest towards thighs. So we're going to go for 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we're going to roll back, draw those knees in towards you, hug yourself together. Maybe a little bit of a rock and roll, maybe some little circles on the lower back. And then rock and roll the spine, find your way back into your boat again. You know where you're going. And then we're going to take the hands over as far as you can reach. We're going to go for 10. Okay, so here we go, nice and slowly for 1. The other side for 2. For 3, keep the chest lifted. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent effort. From here, roll back. Allow the knees to come in towards the armpits. Take the hands to the underneath side of the feet. Come into a happy baby. Draw those knees in towards the shoulders. Find a flat back. Find a nice long neck. Close off the eyes. Relax here for a moment. Find peace and calm. And then bring those knees together. Give yourself a hug together. And this is your opportunity now as you find your way to your final Savasana to make any final adjustments that you might need to. Some wiggles, some wobbles, whatever, move some annoying piece of fabric or tickly hair out of your way and just settle yourself down. And then close off your eyes, put on an extra layer if you need to. Okay. So as you close your eyes and bring your attention to the flow of breathing, the simple breath in and breath out, and allowing your body to be still and heavy on the mat. So today we're thinking about mountains, okay? That's a nice thing to think about. So as you rest, I'd like you to picture in your mind's eye as best that you can the most beautiful mountain that you've known, that you've seen, or that you can simply imagine. I'd like you to hold that image there, the feeling of that mountain in your mind's eye. Focus in on it, gradually letting it become clearer and clearer. And then you observe its overall shape. Maybe it's got a peak that's high, reaching into the sky. Maybe the large base is rooted into the rock of the Earth's crust. It's steep, or is it gently sloping? Noticing how massive it is, how solid, how unmoving, how beautiful it is, both from far and close up. Perhaps your mountain has snow at the top and trees on the lower slopes. Perhaps it has one prominent peak, perhaps a series of peaks, or a high plateau. Whatever its shape or appearance, it's just sitting, breathing with the image of that mountain. Observing it, noticing its qualities. And then when you feel ready, see if you can imagine yourself sitting on the summit. Take a moment, enjoy the vista. Let it all sink in, noticing the birds swooping, the cold, solid rock supporting you, and breathe in that fresh air. And imagine that you are that mountain rooted to the earth. Allow your mat to support you, allow your body to lengthen. Find these final moments of relaxation. Allow that warmth of the sun to warm your skin, and that fresh, cool air to relax you. Like you, the mountain remains still as the seasons flow into one another. The weather changes moment by moment and day by day. Feel the strength that is you. Trust in your stability. You are unmoving. Think about the energy that you channel into other people, how you support others like that unwavering mountain. Know that, like the mountain, we can weather the storm. We are solid. We are beautiful, both from afar and close up. And then with that lasting thought, breathe in and breathe out. Maybe using these last moments to focus in on your intention from the beginning of class today. And now bringing your awareness back to the moment, starting to wiggle the fingertips and wiggle the toes. Taking the inhale, nice and deeply lift the arms above the head, stretch out, stretch up. And then when you're ready, start to move yourself into a seated position. And I will be there.